Alright guys, we need to talk about ICP on the channel for the first time since this candle right over here on June the 8th. Now, we are pretty much almost at the same point that it was back then, guys. And you can see that it is running into resistance right here. Now, it has hit this resistance today and gotten the rejection. And I need to go ahead and say that I have sold my ICP. I probably sold it a little bit too early. I sold it around $4.93, so about right here, guys, because I did see that it hit, got a rejection. And guys, I am betting on a pullback here because I think it's at least going to 450 to 460, and then maybe I'll think about buying it back. But I do have an order for $4 just in case I am not watching the charts and something happens similar to October the 10th like this, guys. So I am watching these charts very carefully because I've also sold my GT and KCS, my KuCoin and Gate token at the moment, betting on a pullback. And yeah, let's see if I am right. Now, looking at the volume profile here, this is very interesting. We do have a very large candle all the way up to about $120 or so. And the point of control is sitting at about $60 at the moment. Now, I do think that every day this probably comes down, the more and more that's traded down here at these levels. But if we just zoom in here, guys, let's just, get rid of all this and let's look at the last year or so. And if we do that, there is a little bit more of a push that we need, basically over about $6 here. Maybe a little bit more than $6, and then the volume kind of drops off. We do kind of have this little rut. There is kind of a speed bump here, but the bigger speed bump is right up here between about, let's say, $11 up to about $13.60. Now, jumping over to the Bollinger Bands, we do have some narrowness basically back in the summer, guys, and you can see it did kind of widen here. But right now it looks like it has stopped widening, kind of going sideways, at least on the weekly time frame. But I don't think this is playing a big role in the price action at the moment. Now, on the daily time frame, we do have a little bit of a pinch here back on the 29th of October. Now, there was some downside the next day, but there's a lot of narrowness here in these 3 days. So maybe this is a little bit helping this price action at the moment. So yeah, I can say that the daily looks pretty good when it comes to the Bollinger Bands. Now, looking at the RSI and stochastic here, this is the monthly time frame, and you can see that it is very oversold here. Just kind of coming out of that though on stochastic. Now, the RSI has just kind of been flirting with being oversold here, but is starting to move up. So this is a good sign. The momentum is up here. Weekly time frame coming up pretty heavily on stochastic here. Just got out of the oversold territory. RSI right in the middle, so this also looks pretty good. Daily time frame, about the crossover here with this blue line. Looks like the red line here, unfortunately, probably about to make a move down. Now, RSI is also getting a little bit overheated, so that's a bad signal. Now, the 4-hour time frame coming up pretty heavily on stochastic here. Probably the next candle or two, you're going to see it get into this overheated territory. RSI is also overheated at the moment, so I do feel it is about to slow down, guys, here. The 1-hour time frame, actually, it's weird. It's going down here, just crossed the red line. But yeah, it actually kind of flirted with it a couple of times on the stochastic. RSI just avoided becoming overheated, so these could turn back around, actually. Now, this is a very, short time frame. The more longer the time frame, the more reliable, too. But anyways, it's, moving down, so not good, but in neutral territory. So 15-minute time frame, getting actually oversold, so probably just about to turn around here. RSI also looks like it wants to turn around here. So maybe in the very short term, guys, let's just put this on the 4-hour time frame for now. And you can see there are longer wicks here, the last couple of candles. So I do feel it's probably about to fade. Maybe in the next day or two I get, my 450, 460 order. May not go back to $4. Now, we need to see if there's any news that comes out. For example, the U.S. government shutdown could end at any moment, guys. And this will probably pop again. Now, I am risking that. But I do feel this will probably roll over just because there's not really any news that's pumping this. Jumping over to the MACD, if I expand this a little bit, you can see it's a little bit better, but we are getting a nice dark green candle here. Looks like the blue line just avoided crossing this red line to the downside. So again, monthly time frame momentum is up here. Now the weekly time frame, let's take a look. Also looks like it is getting some momentum to the upside. Blue line just crossed this red line. So yeah, you do have this, faded red candle here. Momentum is up. So the daily time frame, let's take a look. Also looking up here. So on the MACD, guys, on the longer term time frames, it looks pretty good. Now jumping over to the tokenomics, I do want to look at the news here on CoinGecko first, though. There was some upgrade yesterday. But again, if we go back to the chart, you can see if I put this on the daily time frame, it actually went down yesterday. So that is interesting. It didn't really help it. But yesterday was just a down day in general. So maybe, people are starting to buy just because of that. Maybe they stayed away from it yesterday, even when this news came out. Who knows, guys? But again, this is a upgrade for ICP. So that is actually pretty good news, I would say, but I just don't think it's going to keep it up for very long. Now, if we go to the tokenomics here, guys, the max supply is infinite. But again, the circulating supply is not that much. It's only in the millions. It's not even in the billions, guys. So this is pretty good, and pretty much all of this is circulating, and it looks like actually only about 110 or so, 120 are not circulating. That's really interesting to see. Probably not correct, actually. All-time low is about 24 days ago. Again, that was October 10th, so if you picked it up there, massive buy, guys. I do think ICP will do very well. Now, all-time high was around $700, and if you know the story behind this, guys, pretty much the founder of FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, I think he massively shorted this with FTX. So it really caused the price to go down. Now, it probably wasn't worth $700 when it came out. I was very wary of this. I remember when it came out, guys, I never thought it would sustain $700. But can it make it back to $700? Not this, cycle, I would say. But, several cycles down the road, why not? Jumping over to Bitcoin, you can see basically on the 4-hour candles here, it did hit several times on this resistance, guys. Basically, this trend line held us up since the 10th of October. It rode it and bounced, 3 times? Almost like 4 times here, you can count this, I guess, and broke through just yesterday. So unfortunately, since then, it's been hitting this, and it did get a big rejection in the last 4-hourly candle. And right now we're seeing some good price action to the upside for Bitcoin. But guys, I don't know if this is truly the bottom just yet, unfortunately. Now on the CME, it's at 104,610, so there isn't really any gaps to worry about right now, I think, in the immediate vicinity. There may be some gaps down, but I don't think they're too significant. I don't have anything mapped out now. Now, if you want to claim some bonuses, guys, on my favorite crypto exchanges below, I have partnerships with Bybit, MEXC, BingX, Bitrue, BTC, WeX, and CoinEx. Also, if you want to get Moodix, guys, you can get a free 7-day trial here. And if you're looking for a cold wallet, you can check out this link that I have here with CypherRock. They are going to start airdrops in this wallet soon, guys. It's not just yet, but they just told me about this yesterday. So if you're looking for a cold wallet that's going to pay you back, well, CypherRock is the one. Now, the Bitcoin monthly returns looking pretty ugly here in November, minus 5.3%, but we still have a long month to go, guys. I do think we're going to get a turnaround. It really depends on the government shutdown in America. Once that ends, I think we're going to see this turn green. Now, keep in mind the average, upside here is about 42%, but the median is 8.8%. Now, if we go to Ethereum, this is what I'm worried about the most because we are an altcoin channel. Now, I did say if we drop out of this channel on a weekly time frame, that is probably the last step before a bear market. So right now, we have a daily candle right here. The longer the time frame candle that we spend outside this channel, the worse it is for us. So let's see. We still have about half a day to get back in this channel. We did kind of bounce there a little bit yesterday. but today we have gone down, but we are getting a little bit of a wick here, so let's see, guys. Same story goes for the total market cap here, guys. We are getting a rejection basically here today, trying to get back into this channel. We are outside this channel. This is the daily time frame once again. 3.45% is what's actually supposed to hold us up, at least on a weekly time frame. Again, this is the daily time frame we're looking at, but we did get a rejection at 3.5 trillion on a daily time frame. Now, if we go to the total market cap excluding Bitcoin, same thing, guys. Basically the same thing, looking pretty ugly, but we did get support at 1.34 trillion today. Getting a nice little wick here, but let's see if we can turn green and make our way back into this channel. Now the Bitcoin dominance has kind of stopped here at this local high, so that's interesting to see. It is getting a little bit of a red candle today. It's above 60.6%, just slightly here. Tried to get into about 61% but failed. So we need to break actually 60.46 here right now. We do need to break this trend line to the downside as well. That has actually held up the price for quite some time, since about mid-September. Now, if we go to the USDT dominance, it's almost reached the target of this inverse head and shoulders here, guys. So got all the way up to about, let's say, 5.4%, and the target is about 5.44%. So basically, it's hit the target, guys, and let's see what happens now. It's sitting at 5.33% at the moment, but we need people to put their money back in the crypto. Now, last night when I made the video, guys, it was actually at a 35 here on the altcoin season index, so we are starting to trend back up, so that's a good thing for altcoin holders. Liquidation heat map, $1.33 billion have been wrecked in the last 24 hours. That is quite elevated. Nothing like we saw on October the 10th, though. But this is very elevated, guys. And, you know, October the 10th can happen again. So let's hope not. Now, fear and greed, again, like I said last night, I thought we were going to dip down to extreme fear. So we did that. We actually cut ourselves in half because it was a 42 yesterday. Next update in about half a day in 12 hours. Now, the bull market peak indicators, sell at the top, has gone down a little bit, just slightly above 50% here. So if you think about it this way, guys, basically it's 50% through the bull run at the moment. So it's still 100% hold. Now, I am actually taking some risk, like I said, and trying to make a little bit more money by buying some things at a lower price that I already have a profit on. So I think it could be a good idea in these periods. Maybe not sell everything like I did, but you know, it's my money, guys, and I'm trying to make as much as possible. And like I said, if it doesn't work out, I will put it into another coin. Now, if I go to the Pi Cycle Top indicator, this is my favorite indicator. It's not even close really to crossing just yet, and probably it looks like it's moving away from one another. So yeah, I do think this is the best indicator to keep your eye on. Now, the economic calendar today, we have factory orders, JOLTS job openings, Atlanta Fed GDP now, and Bowman is speaking today. If we go to Moodix, it's actually a positive day, positive week, positive month now. Sentiment is still risk on, and that trend is growing. If we look at the FedWatch tools, this has actually gone up as well from 67 to 72%. That's a good sign in my opinion. A little bit different here on Polymarket, though. It still has the same odds as yesterday. Trueflation showing a 2.26% inflation rate at the moment. Now, Crypto Bubbles is actually red across the board. Like I said, you know, ICP is up. It's up about 37% at the moment. But guys, this is just a sea of red right now, and I just don't think ICP is going to stay up here. Also, if you have Dash or DCR here, you know, I'd probably take some profits, but that's totally up to you. It's not financial advice, guys. Anyways, if you want to stake your ICP, go to Coinondo. There's 20 results here, so do your homework before you start sending coins around. And guys, if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with your friends, and like I said, check out those exchange partnerships down below and that hard wallet as well if you're interested in storing your own crypto and keeping it, you know, in your safe somewhere, in your pocket, off exchanges. That's totally up to you as well. And guys, you can follow me on Twitter. I do have that link down below. And guys, really, I appreciate those who have been using all of these links, finding me on Twitter. And it's really, you know, helpful to me. It keeps me motivated. I truly love it, guys. And guys, I will see you in the next video.